It's time for the Black Girl Podcast. Black Girl Magic. Black Girl Magic. Black Girl Podcast.
Welcome to the Black Girl Podcast. I'm here with several black girls. And we are back. Thank y'all for tuning in again. We know it's been a little while, according to your comments, every single day.
Chill with the comments.
We could put back to back to back.
My
honey.
G, like
we need to live
we
life.
gotta work
to record more life.
Unless y'all
More
are starting a GoFundMe for Black Girl Podcast.
Don't.
Which we don't mind, whoever wants to start it.
We're not opposed to
You know, we gotta work and we gotta pay bills. But it's Gia Peppers here at Gia Peppers, and everybody introduce themselves.
Who's first? Me?
Yeah, sexy Lily.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Thanks for the intro, Safira. It's Alicia, guys. How are ya? How you doing? How you been? Alicia P.
Alicia P.
Very Cardi B.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it was.
No more.
Hi,
Cardi.
this is Bex, Black Daria, BLVCKDRA.
Hey everybody, it's Safira at Safira M, or of course at Sassbox. 2 X's. How's everybody doing? We missed y'all for
Yes.
Missed
So
y'all.
you may notice that one of our people is not in the building today.
Breaking news, guys.
And that would be our very own Scotty Beam. But before you turn it off,
Don't leave.
don't leave us. We're still funny and great too. But no, Scotty is traveling on an amazing international trip with her mom and WBLS. So we were like, all right, girl. But the show, we want to make sure that we're not like making too much time without checking in with our people. So we were like, all right, we got you. We're going to hold it down. So she gave us the blessing. And we're here.
Yep. They're going to the motherland.
South Africa.
South
Dun, dun,
Africa.
dun.
Like we couldn't
What
stop
was
her.
that? That sounded like the NBA intro to something.
Is that coming to America?
Hello? Know about it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way
It's
it
when
sounded.
the king came.
No, I know.
Yep.
Just her.
I'm
didn't sound
taking
like
the
it.
petals out of my basket.
Yes.
Boom.
We were just talking about how
can't.
good Eddie Murphy movies were in the 90s.
I know.
I just saw Boomerang for the first time full on by myself as like no one was with me. Because sometimes people be talking over parts. So I needed to watch it like start to finish by myself. Because I usually like fall asleep or turn to another channel. Eddie is amazing.
He is, and there's nobody like that of this era.
Ever.
I think Kevin Hart tries, but he does too many of those Buddy and Me films.
Where he's like
and-
3 feet and the other person's like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's his buddy, and he's a buddy to a cop. He's a buddy to a wrestler. It's just too much. I love Kevin Hart. Don't get me wrong.
Kevin Hart's amazing.
I love him, but there's nobody that is of this time that's doing movies like Eddie Murphy. He had Beverly Hills Cop, Coming
1,
to
2, and
America.
3.
Right.
Yeah, what was
Boomerang.
the kid?
Boomerang,
The kid movie.
Dr. Doolittle.
No, not that
Oh
one.
my God, Dr.
The Golden
Dolittle.
Child.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He had Harlem Nights.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
had his-
Harlem
Nights.
Yo, he've had so many amazing
He also had
versatile.
Metro. Let's not forget Metro. Nutty
Let's
Professor.
forget it. Let's
I
forget
know
Metro.
it was actually okay.
Let's actually leave Metro
It was
on the
okay.
Blockbuster shelf.
But then he
Yo, rest
started
in
from
peace,
stand-up.
Blockbuster.
Yo, Blockbuster used to be
Shout out to
ill.
my nigga Block. We miss you, dog.
My mom used to take us there every Friday. Like, all right, pick out a movie.
Yes.
And then we're going to go get some sandwiches. That was our Friday nights.
Oh my God, mine too. My parents would take us, my dad would take us,
Right?
and then we get pizza, and then we'd watch.
Yo, that whole wave is finished. That doesn't even happen anymore,
That's why
dog.
kids
No.
are
Missing out.
missing out today.
I don't think parents do that with Netflix. It's now Netflix and chill, which is a whole nother.
No, there's a kids
Yeah, but
kids
what
vertical
parents
on
do
Netflix.
you know is like, all right, guys, let's join in front of the
Oh.
TV.
Well, some
Wait,
parents do that. No,
Not with Netflix.
People still have family night.
You know what
movie night.
happened? What happens now? You give your kid the iPad. They log into Netflix and they watch
Themselves.
Rugrats movie 15 times.
Absolutely
in a row.
not. No,
And that's
I
what
don't believe
happens.
that. I believe
No, I'm
that
telling
there
you, that's
are
what happens.
households all over the country
Correct.
that still have movie nights with their
so.
families.
No, possibly.
People who believe in family and that structure. I think they do.
I hope so.
I'm gonna go with that's 50% of the.
You think
I'm gonna go with 50.
I'm gonna go with probably even less than 50.
I was gonna say less than 50. I
Well,
know
I'll be
that.
a
Because-
hopeless romantic with Gia and hope that there are families out there that's doing it. Like,
Black girl clap.
Ow! Ow! That's how Black Girl Clock sound.
I don't like it at all.
Ow!
Yo, wait, but let's backtrack real quick. Let's talk about traveling. Guys.
Alicia.
Let me just say, I thank God almost every day that Alicia sent me the link that she did, because had it not been for you,
What?
my ass would not be going to Africa, Johannesburg, and possibly Cape Town
Congratulations.
come November. And
I sent it to all y'all. Don't
You
be
did.
jealous about nothing, Safira.
Well,
Let's
New
be
York
very
State
clear.
unemployment didn't hit that.
Thank God I had saved some coins from the last check,
Yeah.
so I was
That's
able
nice.
to buy the ticket. But
Beautiful.
I couldn't believe it. I actually pressed confirm, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to Africa.
Yeah,
I'm going to Africa.
Congratulations.
Shout out to the Glitch Gods. We want to
Facts.
just thank those people up there called the Glitch
How
Gods.
often do the
Yo,
Glitch
you
gods
just gotta be.
bless us?
You just, let me backtrack. Let me tell you why. Every time now there's a glitch fair, I do not play. Do you remember that time everyone in the United States of Blackness went to Abu Dhabi and Dubai
Oh God.
For like
yes.
$5.99? No, I need y'all to be very clear that
I
I
don't
had.
recall, but I would have purchased that.
Right. So this was Christmas Day, maybe 2 years ago.
Pre-scammer life. Got it.
Scammer Pete.
Right.
Scammer hype.
Because there was a glitch, and the glitch fare was like $180 to go to Abu Dhabi, Dubai. And I legit let fear talk me out of not going to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And then my entire fucking timeline ended up going for the entire whole next year. And I just was so mad that I really let the fear of flying for long, the fear of not knowing about the
Culture
not even just the culture, just the airlines, going someplace, potentially having to possibly fly by myself. And at this time, I had never been international yet. That's a whole nother story. So I was just like, yeah, next time that happens, I don't give a fuck where it's going to be. A bitch is booking with the Glitch Gods, and I'm going to go. And then I ended up being able to book South Africa. And then my homegirl surprised me with Thailand because we had been talking about wanting to go to we literally were looking at the map in her kitchen. In her living room, she has a really big map. And my homegirl, like, literally travels international by herself and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. I commend people that could do that. And we were literally pointing to the map like, damn, we really want to go to Thailand this year. Maybe we could hit up Africa. And as that was happening, we got a text message like,
About the glitch.
hey, yo, Ma, Glitch Gods.
I think,
Book
but
now.
I think that's how a lot of young Black millennials or whatever are traveling
traveling.
nowadays through the Glitch Gods and through.
You should start that site.
You really should.
Glitch Gods?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my domain
Shout out to
tonight.
Kristen. That's Kristen's thing, my homegirl who booked Thailand.
Okay, well, Kristen.
Well,
but-
y'all need to like, buy that domain
Tonight.
right now.
Don't
But
Before this comes
seriously,
out.
can't
Before this
tell
comes
them
out.
they're going to do it.
Hey,
I think that's
before
how
this
a
comes
lot of
out.
people are traveling nowadays. And then especially like with Travel Noir and the
Right.
other sites
Right.
that are
And
like
No
popping up.
Madness.
Ooh,
on
Oh
Facebook.
yeah,
No
No Madness. And then
madness.
even like Airbnb has a play in that too because that's how people use it. Even though there's some people that don't really rock with Airbnb because I guess there
Because-
was some racial
yes.
issues. But yeah, I think that's cool.
No, I really think, and this is coming from somebody that literally started traveling internationally last year. And I am 30. I was 29 when I went to, I don't want to tell y'all the first place I went. It was Canada.
Girl, you
I
travel.
thought I was so fly.
But you know, not to cut you off, I think traveling anywhere you gather an experience. Because I remember when I went to Disney with work, me and Jameer, and I went in the park literally by myself, and it was just, I guess like the older you get, you experience different things, and you take them differently as you would when you were a 12-year-old or 15.
Right.
So to be 25 in Disney World, literally by myself, just roaming, I took some type of experience from it, and I assessed things differently. Like, you know, Disney is based off of dreams and all this other stuff, so it helped me to, like, forward think, like,
Facts.
wow,
Facts.
I want to come back, and how am I going to get back here?
Right. No, absolutely.
So,
and I actually,
no matter where you go, I think you take an experience from it. It could just be to the bodega.
No.
No, but it's farther than the
It's
bodega.
true.
Like,
I'm
that's not a
playing,
thing.
It's very true, and I just want to anybody that's fearful of flying like me, like I'm legit one of those people where I have to hold somebody's hand during takeoff. But I had to really tell myself, like, if you let fear hold you back, it's just a wrap. You're never gonna experience anything. So I was able. So within last year, I was able to go to Canada. I was able to go to Nice, France for
Oh,
work.
yeah, the wedding.
Yeah, and then I was able to go to Cuba. And Cuba, I literally booked the day before I was supposed to go. Like, I booked 12 hours before.
I got to start doing
So
shit.
that's what, I was like, yo, I don't even care if I can how I was gonna feel when I come back, what that bank account's gonna look like. I was like, I'm not missing another experience. So ever since then, I've just been like, book it.
Leap of
That's
faith.
dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that everybody has to travel, but do it when you're ready. Don't feel like you gotta run out just because people are on Instagram.
This is
'Cause it
true.
looks
This
nice.
is
Because
true.
it looks
No, I
nice.
do-
Make
I
sure that
definitely
you can
do.
pay your bills too.
Right.
But I think because adulting is hard, and you think that it's bruh.
But you know what?
Adulting is so hard, but I think you definitely need to travel as much as.
But
like,
I
just
think-
put in there some of that fun.
People think traveling is hard too, and it's really not. People use that excuse of traveling is
When they say
expensive.
traveling, okay, it's expensive.
Expensive, yes. No, it's not. Sometimes we spend $200 to shit out food that we eat during 2 weeks.
These are facts.
So if you put aside some money and say, hey, I want to travel this place this year, this quarter, you can absolutely do it. Don't let, oh, it's too expensive to travel internationally be the reason why you don't travel.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Super important.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you can find deals, make them. But we gotta
Good
Choose
guys,
wisely.
they
choose
be
wisely.
out here. They
Like,
out
just
there.
pay attention, man, because there's a lot of great things on the internet,
No, there is.
like flight deals.
There is. There is.
So what have y'all been up to? Like, talk to us.
Big Sarella.
Why I have to go first?
I'm just asking. Jesus.
Did that come off like a bark?
No.
Did it?
Because
Because
welcoming and
yeah,
nice.
did it come off like a
Was
bark? just
your-
now?
was
Yeah,
your-
my
yes.
response.
Mhm.
Did it?
Yes.
Listeners, please tweet us and let us know if she came on. Now let me stop.
We'll put out a
No,
poll.
but that ass-
Right.
I
Does
wanna
Rebecca
know.
bark?
Everyone says that my tone is a problem. I really don't. I think I'm just very assertive and very straightforward when I do talk, and that I don't have much emotion in my voice when I talk.
Is this
I don't know.
Is
I'm
this
like,
the
why do I
direction you
have to
wanna go in?
sugarcoat everything? Once I start trying to censor
what?
myself and sugarcoat shit as I say it, I stumble over my words. So
That's
I
right.
don't do that.
So that's right. Bark. Bark on.
Bite. It's like, nah.
Nah,
don't
no
bite.
bite.
Don't
No
bite.
I'm adulting.
No, I do think tone is important. I am an advocate
we
of tone.
go.
You asked the, okay, never mind.
No, go ahead. Don't
No,
make
you
me
asked
stop
Well, I'm
you.
an advocate of tone too.
No, I think tone is very important. I do think sometimes you don't intentionally mean to come off aggressive,
For facts.
but it does come off as a bark.
Anyway, what have you been up to, young
Young tone.
Tonisha?
Tonisha.
That's cute. Tonisha. That is cute.
Tried it.
Tonisha. So what's going on?
I've been having a really tough time at work
Girl.
trying to work through
Love.
my thoughts or trying to bury my thoughts so I can work.
Okay.
I've been having a really rocky situation for the past, like, I would say month and a half.
Okay.
Something really, really, really serious happened between me and somebody who I'm very close with at work, and it kind of like trickled into all other parts of my life because I got kind of was off my shit. It took me off my shit.
Okay.
Started questioning a lot of stuff, started feeling insecure, started feeling upset and embarrassed, and it just trickled into everything else. So I've kind of been like messy mentally, and I kind of feel like I'm finally coming up over the hump of all
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
Up for air.
Up for air.
Same. I've been all over the place as well.
Yeah.
Just feeling like over it. Like over everything. And just feeling like at the end of the day, I know this is all a plan and I know everything's fine. But sometimes getting through the mud is the hardest part, and getting out of your own head is even harder. Like the thoughts that you tell yourself, like, girl, you're not that great. Like those types of thoughts
Oh, yeah,
where
that's a real thing.
even when people are telling you like, yo, you're amazing, I love you. And if you're in your mirror, like, I don't even see what people see.
Yo, or the fact that you may not feel like you're doing enough. That's something that I'm struggling with right now. And everybody around you is like, oh my God, are you serious? You're
kidding?
doing this and this and that. And you kind of feel that you're doing this and this and that. But then it's like that thing inside you, like, you're not doing enough. Like, you
Right.
could be doing probably 5 more this and this and that.
Right.
That's how I
think
feel.
it's because we have so many quotes and books and
Self-help.
advisors and self-help stuff that's always like, keep going, don't stop. We're feeding ourselves all of this like ambitious talk, and there's not enough slow down and smell the roses, or not enough give yourself credit, or not enough, you just did this, enjoy that, or learn how to take compliments, or learn how to compliment yourself. Like, it's always about just keep going, push you, keep going, because you got to hustle everything. Everything's a hustle. Like, that's just the black narrative for some reason. Well,
Ever
not
since
for some
Diddy.
reason. There is a reason. But that's just, like, so much more at the forefront that taking that break just isn't, it isn't, like, it's not realistic.
It's funny that you say that, because that is, like, the black narrative, and that's always been our mentality, to keep hustling, keep going, keep grinding, even before Diddy, from way back, you know, for lack of a history lesson, but from slavery, it's just like, keep going, keep hustling, keep grinding. But
Maybe
I
not
guess,
those words in
well, not those
slave
words,
times,
right? I'm pretty sure
but
they were just,
just stay alive.
sorry, ancestors.
Yeah.
Just,
Don't get whipped today.
it's just funny that you say that, because that is true. But that is why a lot of times mental health is a underlying issue, which is, I'm glad, and we've spoke about it before, I'm glad that it's now coming out on the forefront in the black community.
Yeah.
Because we tend to keep stuff bottled in, or like we are conquerors and we're going to save the day no matter what. And
Especially black women.
Yeah.
Because we handle so much and hold so much.
Uh,
But if it falls, we're like,
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's hard being in the workplace and just, I don't know. I think I'm with you, Gia. It's very much so you get so many compliments and you get so many people clapping for you, and you're like, dog, I don't even do half, not even a quarter of what y'all think. I really have the potential to. No, seriously, and it's not, and I don't want it to come off like, oh, I'm able to just do this. It's just that easy for me to do it. That's not what I'm saying.
But you see that what you're leaning toward, I think that has a lot to do with social media and what people perceive.
Right.
Because, you know, like, we promote ourselves and we put things out there, and people don't always know the story behind getting to what we are promoting.
Right.
Or people don't always know the story, and that's even to our listeners. They don't know, you know, the story behind why we took forever to record again. Or like, but just still, like, people, I think that has a lot to do with social media, and I think also people wanting to know so much, or people wanting to live your life.
Right.
Because for the longest, look at all of us. We all met at Hot 97. We all worked there at one point. We all work in the entertainment industry. But I remember for the longest, I'd have friends who'd be like, oh my God, Sab, you work for Hot 97, girl. I remember going to homecoming, and this is when I was part-time, making $2, bro. Yo, you work for Hot 97, you it, Severe, you it, Sab. And I'll be like, yeah.
Can you buy my soda,
Can
though?
you buy my drink? Struggling.
No, listen. Trust
Can
me.
we split that Uber, please?
Right, but like, I don't think
Listen.
people really know
Absolutely not.
what this shit is until they're in
In
it.
it.
I don't even
Because
mention
it's
where I
just-
work.
After a
I'm
while,
like,
I
yeah,
had to stop.
I work at a, you know, a radio station where we do X, Y, and Z. I'm very detailed on what I do. And then my cousins and my sister be like, just say you work at Hot 97. But it's not
all the time, and
it's
I'd be
not
like,
really
oh.
that.
I dealt with that with my parents a lot, and them telling their friends, like, yeah, because, you know, your parents are proud of you and stuff. And my dad, my mom, they tell people, yeah, she does this. People at my church still come up to me like, oh, we don't hear your name on the radio no more. Like, that's some big thing. But
Jesus.
I'd just be super modest, like, yeah.
And it's so funny because they think you own the damn radio station.
Girl.
People, y'all
Why
wouldn't
can't
be.
y'all turn
How
on
come
this?
you not on the radio?
Right.
Why you not playing
What's
this?
Ebro
I'm not
waiting
a
for?
programming director. I don't make
Everybody
these
doesn't
decisions.
understand that not everyone at Hot 97 is on air. And there's maybe 6, 7, 8, no, probably what, 15 people that actually have like a slot on air where they can control what they're saying or whatever. But everyone else in the building, which is pretty much everyone else that works on that staff,
About 100
from
people.
sales
Right.
to sponsorships
To traffic.
to production to
Right.
the technical
Tech,
team,
yeah.
everyone else
To the
doesn't. Receptionist. Hey, Nikki.
Hey,
Everybody doesn't touch the radio, but they play such a ventricle part in what they do. There would be no video without.
And vice versa, honestly. In
There
today's
would be
world,
no like
you need
amazing people that we wouldn't be able to see a lot of the content
Right.
we see without some of the people sitting here. So I think that I think we all have to take a real good step, like you were saying, and just kind of sometimes slow down. Like
And that's in a
I
lot
kind of
of
did that.
That's in a lot of different career paths too. because
Everywhere.
I have friends that are nurses. I have friends, people who I'm friends with on Instagram that I went to high school and stuff with. They're in various different career paths, and they post about their job, but I don't like. They could be a nurse, but that don't mean they're the top nurse.
Right.
That don't mean that they're actually a doctor or anything. I think social media does play a heavy role in how people perceive things and what people attach themselves to and like want to be. Everything that glitters is not gold.
Woo.
Right.
The number one thing I've learned in working in entertainment, okay, that's not top five. Top five thing I've learned is never ever wish for someone else's spot because you have no idea what they're going through to keep it and what they had to sacrifice to get there. Like, bro, like there's a lot of stuff that we don't see behind the scenes. People get so jaded that they don't even like understand themselves anymore. And I was starting to get there where I was getting a little jaded and like not appreciating moments and just kind of going because you get so stuck in the mode.
That's it though.
And you don't
Appreciate
understand
the
how to
moments.
appreciate the moment. And you get so like caught up in your work. And you're like, slide that, did that, edit that, post that. And it gets to be so like methodical, it's not even fun anymore.
Right.
And then I had to step back. I had to be like, nah, I'm not going to be that person.
I think I'm in
cannot
the
be that
space where
person.
you are now. I had to remember, like, okay, be grateful for these moments because you're not going to always be a hot. You're not going to always have these moments. You never know what can happen in the next year or so, whatever the case may be. So I had to really put myself, like you, Gia, in a space where I was like, okay, be grateful for the work, even if the work and the people around you at work are frustrating you. Just remember that this is what you actually enjoy doing, regardless if it's shitty at the moment or whatever the case may be.
Remember why you started.
Right.
Remember why you're even
Because
here.
when I first got to Hot, I used to walk the halls and look, you would hear the soundtrack in my head. I'd be like, I'm here with Biggie and Jay and B once walked. You felt like that. And then you get jaded, like you said, with all the work and the workload and all the frustration and the politics of everything. And every job comes with that. I'm not just singling Hot 97 as if it's just a company, but every company comes with some type of drama. But I had to remind myself, hey, you are actually blessed to be here, regardless if it's not the situation you really intended to see yourself at 29, 30, 27, whenever you started, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it's still a struggle. You still have to feel these things to be reminded why you're so blessed. But it's just, when you go through the shit, it's hard.
Let me ask y'all, how do y'all deal with, because you were talking a little bit about it, how do y'all deal with different relationships, friendships in the workplace? Let's kind of dive into that, because that's sometimes what brings the drama, or sometimes what can, make people stray away.
I'll say this. When I first started my position, the person who was kind of managing the team before me, the pseudo manager, she was like, and passively told me this too. She was like, you can't be their friend and their manager. And I'm like, come on, son. It's not that serious. We're all around the same age. We all relate to the same things. I could talk to them on the same level. It's not that big of a deal. But she told me this a long time ago. And only now am I really seeing that, like, there has to be a strong line drawn between, how I hang out with you as a friend and how I manage you as an employer or as a manager. Because shit is not always sweet. Shit is not always going to be easy. It's not always fun, jokey time. Oh, I'll get it to you later. She's going to be cool about it. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to who's responsible for things and who's going to have those conversations with the directors and with the people who are, shoving money into the department, it's not anybody who I'm managing. It's me.
Right.
So if I'm putting so much time into them and being like, it's okay, I know how you work, or being like understandable, I'm only hurting myself by letting them have so much rope. And it's not so much rope for them to hang themselves, it's rope to hang me.
Right.
Like it's like, and it's a really hard place to be in, because you don't want to think about the kind of friendships that you're going to sacrifice before a job, because a job is, I'm not going to be here for the rest of my life. Right. But these friendships might withstand past my tenure here.
And it drives you crazy. So how do I do this? It drives you crazy because it's kind of like you have to be two people in one. It's like, I have to show this managerial face, and then after 5 p.m., okay, let's go get a drink.
That's only if people understand that you have to live two worlds.
Right.
Because if they don't, they'll be like, I'm not fucking with you at happy hour because you took my hours away, or you was pressing me all week to get this shit done. Like, gosh, get off my dick. But it's like, that's work though. Yeah. Like, you are an adult who has been given the responsibility to produce work, and you're not doing so. What do you want me to do? And I'm overseeing your production.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know how to separate the two, for sure. I mean, It's really hard to do. It's doable, but it's
hard to do.
Especially,
It's a mature decision.
Is it if it is doable? How do you do it?
I know for me. Well, Rebecca and I work in the same department, so Rebecca and I have that relationship where it's work friendship. I mean, speaking personally between how me and Rebecca do it, we are adult enough to pull each other aside and have a conversation. Hey, so I didn't like when you did this, and this is how I feel. Or even if it's not on a personal level and it's a business level, I get that as well. At the end of the day, Rebecca schedules when I need to work. And that's that. And at the end of the day, I shoot the stuff Rebecca needs to get done. So it's just going to have to be an understanding that, hey, we might not always see eye to eye on the business level, so we need to be able to, when we separate ourselves from this conversation, then jump back into, hey girl, you look cute, your butt look cute in these jeans today. You know what I mean? So
I think that would only work. I think how it would only work is we're adults enough, yes, to do that, but I think it's because we're genuinely also friends.
Right.
Like, don't confuse friends with acquaintances, with people who you're chummy with at work, but y'all don't talk on the weekends. Y'all not invited to go to the movies. Y'all don't know each other's family like that. Like, that's not really a friend. That's somebody who you're just being cordial with at the workplace.
Right.
So when it comes time for you to get professional and say, you know what, actually, let's go to the side and talk about this. Like, don't be afraid to jeopardize whatever, neutral connection or positive connection you have with this person, because at the end of the day, like, shit needs to get done and business needs to proceed.
Right.
There's a deeper conversation in that too, because that also proves, because there's such a stigma that Black women can't work together.
Come on now.
Black women don't know how to speak to each other, or they don't know how to be in leadership or managerial
It's just
roles.
on Love and Hip Hop now.
That's that's another conversation too. Like that, there are ways to not be combative and to be friends with your manager or even your coworker. Because sometimes the person that you're co-working with, you may have to delegate tasks to that person too, or you may have to be like, yo, if we friends, if we friends and we're coworkers and you slipping, I'm gonna let you know.
And wait, but that's where it gets trippy too, because we have to be able to separate how you're gonna talk to me as a friend and as a coworker.
Yeah.
And if it's a conversation where it needs to be a coworker conversation, then it needs to be dealt as such. So if I'm not doing what I need to do, and you need to put me in the office with my boss, that might be a better conversation than me being on the side with you and we're yelling at each other. It's not gonna work. So it needs to be a genuine, here's your feedback sheet for the week. My nigga, you slipping.
Feedback sheet?
No, dead ass. Because what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna end up not being able to talk to this person because they think because you're friends or because we're cool enough that we can have that conversation. And I know personally, I will take it personal because I take business very seriously.
Right.
I need to do it the way I'm told. Paper by paper, email by email. It needs to be dealt like that. And then if you want to pull me aside at a dinner or at happy hour, like, yo, Leash, what's going on? Because I know this is not you. Then that's different. But if it's an all-in-one inclusive pack, nah, fam.
It can't be.
do
It can't be an all-in-one inclusive.
But that happens, though. That's a real thing.
I think that the way that I handle it best is, I mean, obviously I work at a lot of different places. So at the end of the day, basically. But at the end of the day, I always try to remember that I'm responsible for whatever energy I bring into a space.
This is true,
and
too.
I'm responsible for what happens to me and in that space, but also how I react to whatever happens in that space. So I'm like, I might not like you today, but at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna treat you like you're a human being because we have to work and get through this, and I'm not gonna be here for the rest of my life. So let's just make it the best that we can all make it.
Right.
Hopefully you're around people who also understand that. But then if you're just not, like, you don't got, unless you cubicle buddies with somebody you really hate, which, dear God, I hope that never happens to anyone, because that is the absolute worst thing ever.
I've been there.
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't wish that on anyone, but I think that if you can understand that your energy is what's going to kind of set the tone, especially if you have, like, all these women here have strong personalities, like, especially if you have that strong personality where people notice when you're there and you're not there. Like, I think that if you remember, like, all right, you might be having the worst day ever, and you might be thinking about that thing somebody said yesterday, and you're like, I hate him, whatever. But when you walk in, like, all right, let me just let it out. Good morning. Do what you got to do, because I feel like your workday goes a little better when you don't have to drag through everything that
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to carry it with you. Like, you gotta remember, people are people. It has nothing to. A lot of times, people's problems have nothing to do with you. It's
Oh my
more
God.
about them, and they're like, they see something in you that reminds them of somebody else, so they treat you a certain way off bat.
Right.
You remind me of that mean girl in high school, so
Right.
I'm gonna just talk to you like this.
Right. You look like someone.
You look like Nikki, so I'm gonna Remy you. Like, and it's just like,
Remy you.
I don't even understand.
No,
My
that's-
name's
that is
Ashley.
so
You know,
true.
like,
There's two things. I think one is, before you step into the building or whatever you're doing for work, and you're working with other people, you need to remind yourself why the fuck you were there in the first place. You're not there to make friends. You're not there to create everlasting bonds. You're there to fucking make an imprint, or to get a check and move on, or to progress your career. What the fuck are you there for to begin with? That's number one. And that'll direct your mental moving forward.
Yeah.
Number two, granted, we all do basically live where we work.
come on.
We commuting.
I do.
Commuting.
Well, me,
we're in the
technically,
office.
yes, I do.
They ain't no.
That is the absolute
That's
truth.
actually true.
Yeah.
There is no non-truth.
Yes, it's a 9 to 5, but let's be honest, it never really does start at 9, never really does end at 5. You're there in the office for the majority of your day, 10 to 12 hours. A friend was just telling me this the other day, 10 to 12 hours, plus the amount of time you spend commuting to and from work, sometimes even with a friend. You need to be able to let yourself know, I'm going to work, and though my time is occupied by this space all the time, this is not home. This is not the chill out spot. This is not a playground. This is not a happy hour spot, though there might be drinks floating after hours or whatever the case.
During
This
hours.
is still work. This is still
Right.
adult life.
Right.
This is still responsibility. This is still career investment. This is still whatever it is for you to register that, like, this is not to be fucked with. So you do spend a lot of time there, and you kind of want to feel like you want to let go and just be casual. I just want to let loose. I'm here all the time. Let me just make this fun, but don't blur lines.
Yeah.
And don't cross lines.
And I think everybody just has to be an adult. It's really, really hard, but
You'd be surprised how people don't
I know,
how
no,
to
no,
be
I
mature.
understand,
No,
but
no, at
everybody
all.
has to learn how to, like, kind of, even if you want to fake it till you make it. But one of the things that people always talk about, and I know y'all hate talking about dating so much, but
Oh, God.
how do y'all feel about dating in the workplace?
I've done it.
Because I can't.
I've done it, and I don't
scared.
have any bad impressions about it. Thank God, and I think it's because of who I involved myself with. When
I was about to
dating.
say,
yeah.
if you're gonna do it, don't do it with Petty LaBelle
No.
and who be tweeting about how they feel about their girlfriends, because they're gonna be tweeting about you, and then you're gonna have to look at him in the face like, did you just tweet that?
I mean, I think that's with anything though. Like, don't be sure and certain of the person that you're entering in
A relationship.
relationship with. I mean, we've talked about that before, but I think you're right about that. Like, I've never dated someone at the workplace, but you
Now,
just have
when
to
we
be
say
careful.
dating at the workplace, you meet the person at the workplace
Yes.
and y'all date.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
what else
have
did
you
you
ever had
mean?
conversation?
I don't understand. What else
No,
you
no, no,
met
because-
somebody and then you walked into the office and you were like, hey.
That's
No,
what
no,
Grey's
no.
Anatomy-
So my boyfriend at the time was working somewhere, and then I ended up working in the same department as him. Like I ended up getting a job in his department.
Okay.
Oh,
But we
wow.
had already been boyfriend and girlfriend for like
that's
2 years at
cute.
the
No,
my
it didn't end well.
ex-boyfriend.
XO.
Yeah, but he worked in a department, and then I came in after, and I believe I can't remember. I think we had the same shift.
So y'all
Did
were
we have the
dating.
same
Y'all were
shift?
dating prior to same department.
We were
life?
already together for probably a year or two, maybe longer.
I think that
And then
you-
he said, I really think you should work at my job because we make really good money here. And I was like,
Wow.
oh,
That's nice.
I don't know. I see you all the time. And then I ended up working. But it worked out fine because he was on one end, I was on another end. And the type of job it was kind of like you didn't have time to stop and talk. It wasn't a creative space. Okay. So, if it's not a creative space, you're not in everybody's face. So you're kind of at your cubicle, your desk, and you're doing whatever. So I guess it was okay, but he's my ex-boyfriend now, so
Yeah.
I don't know if
I mean,
that
does anybody
contributed to anything.
any crazy dating workplace stories that they would like to share?
The only thing that I know about dating at a workplace is my parents met at work.
Oh my
So
God.
I guess I'm a product of a
Wow.
relationship
Wow.
at work.
Wait, they
homework.
work together? Tell us.
My parents met at a school in the Bronx.
Cute.
In the winter of 1982.
Ooh.
I don't want to know.
Was
this.
it
I don't
snowing?
want the
Right?
details.
Was it snowing?
I don't know. And
Outside.
then they eventually worked together at Thomas Jefferson High School for 25 years. But it was literally, okay, we drive into work together, and Mr. Martin goes to the gym, and because he's a phys ed teacher, and Miss Martin goes upstairs because she's an English teacher. And some people knew that they were married because they'd figure it out. And then other times it was just like, you married to Mr. Martin? I just thought y'all had the same last name. But
That's a common name.
right.
Yeah.
No affection on site.
But they were never like my mom never ran to him if something was going on, or like it was just a separate day. So that's the only thing I know about dating at the workplace.
My parents
that you were a
met
product
at my
of it.
mom's
Yes.
job, but they weren't working
Working
together.
together.
Like, my mom's a dentist, and
Oh my God,
my
Dad.
mom
She goes in
her
her stories.
and my mom
her voice,
was
bro.
doing teeth. And my godfather and her have shared the same practice since like college, when they were in college. They went to Howard University.
Oh,
Shout out to
wow,
Howard.
that's dope.
Yeah, my mom went to Howard, and so it's around the corner from Howard. They're like my mom's dental office. Yeah, so pre-gentrification. And so
I thought I
and so my dad had come in or whatever. He just went to DC. Had just got his little job. You know, he was working as an on-air talent. You know, but a broadcast journalist. Sorry. Broadcast journalist. That's what my dad would say. I was a broadcast journalist at the National Public Radio. And so he was working there in D.C. He just got this job. And so he was dating somebody, as I learned later. But he saw my mom and was like, hey, yo, doc, to my godfather. Hey, yo, who that? Like, you know, or more like, who's that? You know, something like that. And so he asked about my mom, and my godfather's like, oh, that's Cherry. That's Gail Cherry, or whatever. That was my mom's maiden name. And so they're talking, and then the next thing I know, my dad tells my mom that he's interested, and my mom's like, you're corny. And so then he calls her and was like, and he tells my godfather, like, oh, your dental assistant is cute. Did he know black girls don't play that?
Right.
So my mom found his number and not politely let him know. First of all, I'm not a dental assistant. I'm a full doctor, and I'm in my last year of my residency.
Wow.
Second of all, if you try me, like, why would you even do that? He's like, I'm so sorry. My mom's from DC, so she don't play. I'm so sorry. There's no black dentist in Rhode Island. My dad's from. He's like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I just assumed. I'm so sorry. You think you're amazing. Like, I'd love to take you out. And then he finally, like, after a year or two of my mom being like,
That's
you
a story.
corny, they finally got married or whatever. But I was like, you know, thank God for teeth, because I would not be here. But I don't got no workplace stories.
Have you ever been picked up while working?
What do you mean?
I think it's so weird because we work in the entertainment industry. Most times I know, Leash, when you're working, you're shooting at a concert or something.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca, you're managing. Gia, you're freaking on air. Me, I'm doing social media. Deani for the same too. Oh, I miss Deani. But have y'all ever been? I know, like Summer Jam, it gets real annoying.
absolutely.
Real annoying. Like,
Wait, guys,
And I know.
can you move me up?
Hey, yo, Ma, I'm in the 400s. Can
I'm
I
sorry,
come down
what?
to the 100s?
You have to be
No.
looking all the way up. Like, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I mean, at the arena, it happens quite a bit in DC. Obviously, it's mad people that's like, "You are gorgeous. What are you, a Wizards girl?" And I'm like, "No, we see my face on screen all the time. If you just look up and stop tweeting and stop, you know, whatever you're doing in your seats." And so, you have. But for me, I'm always working. I'm not going to talk to you, like, unless you are as fine as Idris and as nice as Sterling K. Brown on This Is Us. There is no way. You basically have to be Jesus. There is no way that I'm going to stop in front of everybody, because you know fans be writing in. So like, oh, I seen Gia. Give her a number. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever want that to be the whole thing.
That's
about
how I
me.
am too.
So I'm
take
like,
it very
I'm not going to
serious.
talk to you if I'm working out. If you will decide and you find, you know, you want to slide into my DMs, I'm probably not going to answer. But if you find, and again, are as nice as Sterling K. Brown on This Is Us, I'll be your Susan Kalichi any day. Beth.
Yeah,
You know?
when it comes to work, is legit work for me. That might be a downfall sometimes. Like I need to.
It's legit work for you.
Yes.
If the right one approached you.
Ain't no
while
white
on
one
site.
at Summer Jam.
It's definitely not. Have you seen?
Y'all been to Summer Jam? Hey
Yeah, I've
guys,
been to
come to
Summer
Summer
Jam.
Jam. You haven't been in
Oh.
the crowd of Summer Jam.
No,
You've
I'm
been-
talking about when
the
you're
crowd of
doing
Summer Jam
the
is
live
hype.
stream in the production.
Oh yeah,
room.
no, that's work for me because that's when really everybody's paying attention, and I don't need boss man to be seeing me taking somebody's numbers. I'm gonna look
Right.
crazy. That's more important to me, honestly, because at the end of the day, I gotta go home.
And there's-
who's to say this nigga's gonna call me when he leaves?
These are
And then
facts.
somebody
Who's to say
sees
that
me.
he wouldn't.
Girl, bye. My job is more important than
Have
that.
you
girl.
ever been picked up?
Yeah,
Clearly.
Batty
Have I
Beyonce.
been picked up, given my number while working?
Yeah.
I know that's a fact.
No. Given my number, I'm always like, no, I'm on the job. I can't.
I seen it happen to you
I'm
at that
okay.
reggae joint last year. This guy, he was,
See how she thought?
she was by the stage, and like Shawnee was like up there hosting or whatever, and like I think what Cass One was DJing, I think at the time, or maybe the performances had just started, and it was somebody's group. Like somebody's entourage, and Rebecca was walking by.
Yeah.
and the dude grabbed her arm. And he was like,
See, I
"Yo,
can't.
I wanna
And then
talk to
and
you."
that's even different too because again,
the entourage.
the entourage, or like, have y'all ever been picked up by the talent?
Yes.
The fuck?
Yeah, and it's
No.
been very uncomfortable.
I've never.
Me
But again,
neither.
I'm not
Like,
blessed
okay,
with
we're not
that
over here. I'm
booty.
gonna ask you some,
Then
ask you some
again,
questions. I've been waiting for you all night to come talk. I'm like,
who?
Okay.
The,
Ooh, what accent was that?
I don't know. I tried to put
Tell
up a
us.
Jamaican accent. I failed miserably.
To give up
Sean
on
DePaul?
accents.
So
Right.
go say
No.
that?
that was stupid.
I don't give his name, which artist it was. But
That's
it
like
was,
in
it was
that-
the one. It was a big artist because he
Text us.
performed later on in the evening.
There was
Oh.
this
Text
movie
us, I wanna
on
know.
Lifetime with Kelly Rowland and Megan.
I didn't
Good,
see it.
Love by the 10th Date. And that happened to her. Kelly Rowland was playing a journalist.
Why?
And she actually got, oh, you didn't see it, but,
I know. Why would you say everything?
well, she got picked up by an artist.
And
it was
that's it.
really,
Dot,
yeah,
dot, dot.
it was funny.
I always feel like as soon as I do, especially in the world of the Shade Room and Baller Alert,
Ooh.
I feel like as soon as you press save on the number,
Yeah.
someone's gonna be like, new girl. Somebody,
Peppers,
not even Gia
BT.com.
Peppers, whoever the person is gonna be like dating this new shorty, and then all of a sudden you become the shorty of the week who's on Instagram. And everybody's
so
at
you would play around with somebody who approached you. It's just the fear of where the
Yes.
story would
What?
go.
These are fine men we work with.
Right.
Let's not be dumb and blind. If the right guy, now I told myself I was going to give myself a pass if Michael Bay Jordan ever
I
approached
don't like
me.
them dreads on his head.
I know, but we can cut him off. Why are you? Don't judge him. Like,
have
dear
to,
God,
because why
he's
did you
playing
do
a
that?
character on Black Panther.
Okay, proceed.
Sorry.
I said, if that ever happens, who am I to stop the blessing that the Lord hath blessed upon me?
Got it.
So I said,
Got it. Touche, though.
I said,
sister.
you know, and my mentors tell me, they were like, you get one pass.
That's just a strong pass.
One pass
That
in the
one pass
industry.
might be the wrong pass. Might be the
Fam,
pass.
take
to
the
fuck
pass
you
that you-
over.
I don't feel
And
like he's
what?
petty. I'm not going to ever do like let's
At
just
least
go
she
ahead.
could say she had the pass. Shit.
But I like that's never happened. So, you know, whatever. But like also everybody that I know is very respectful. The guys that I've met have been very respectful. So I think it's also the energy that you throw off too. Like they can tell that you're really not about the life. Most of them can tell I'm too
And half
immature.
of the
for
time,
it.
what are they looking for, too?
The girls who are about the life,
Right.
thotties.
Right.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They rolling like it's my thoughts winning right now. You watching Love and Hip Hop lately?
No.
Everybody. And so I think everybody. Like one guy has 2 girlfriends
On Love and
on Love and Hip
right.
Hop.
We not
Y'all
even
need
wait
to
for
watch
not gonna talk about
Atlanta.
Love and Hip
So
Hop.
anyway,
I don't even know what it was.
but I will
Yes.
say, you know, working in the league especially, there's like, you know, you always feel like don't look too long. Because just in case, like you don't know who's watching. Like I know for a fact people be like watching me because people will say like I saw so and so look at you. And I'm like, I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even I'm very like, because I'm not that girl. I'm not about that life. I could never be. I wouldn't even know how to operate. I'm not even that girl in a bar with non-famous people. So I can't.
With
I'm
regular
not that
Joes.
girl. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And these dudes are used to girls coming up to them. They used to New York girls like Rebecca, like, yo,
That's not true.
bathroom.
I've done that, but that's not me. That's not me.
Well, I've never done that. So I think that at the end of the day, I think it's about who you are. And if you mature enough to pull off that workplace relationship, especially there's a no fraternizing, then
What are
do
the
you gotta
rules
do.
if you do date somebody?
Girl,
Be smart.
I don't know because I know what I can't do. I can't see you talking to anybody.
See?
I can't see you
See?
giving me a tone.
I just think it's so different in the entertainment industry.
I think so too. That's what I'm
Like,
saying. I don't think I could talk about it.
It's so, because if, let's say you meet a guy who's on air talent or he's a DJ, he got females in front of his face all the time. How you gonna act Why you looking at me like that?
Well, first of all, if you're gonna deal with somebody who got girls in his face all the time, you knew this before you stepped in.
Exactly.
So
Stop it.
what right do you have to feel anyway? You can't. You
These
don't
are
rule
facts.
him.
Hey,
He's not gonna change
to
shit
be
after
very
the fact.
secure.
That's his life.
Yeah, you have to be secure about it because
You gotta be so super duper secure.
You just gotta be secure, period.
Facts in any relationship. But
because
in that case, yes,
there's
even more so.
20,000 girls to one man these days.
So let me
Instagram
ask
helped
y'all-
that.
Right. Let me ask y'all a question. One of our Instagram followers asked, platonic friendships, is it a
Platonic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said platonic.
I thought that was a new thing.
Platonic.
Oh, okay. Go
Platonic
ahead. I was like, is that like Play-Doh?
Platonic. Platonic.
Platonic?
Friendships.
Uh-huh.
Is
Is
it
that a thing?
Yeah.
Can men and women be friends without sex?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have tons of male friends that I don't have sex with.
Facts.
So I don't know what she was asking.
No, we have to talk about it.
Or maybe she's
Maybe
asking.
she's like the baddest girl ever and she
No,
can't have
you know
any
what?
male
I'll,
friends.
I'll be the one to be transparent here. Okay.
I can't.
Da-na-na-na.
Some of my closest male friends I've been involved with. And I think that actually helped our friendship.
What?
To be
And I'll
closer?
say this, not to be close, not like we've shared the connection. No, it's like at the end of the day, we figured out, okay, we were attracted enough to each other to go that far. But then I was out of our system. So what's up? How was your day? Like
Okay.
it's done and over with, and it's like we don't even talk about it. We don't revisit it. We don't reminisce over it. It's not nostalgic. It's like we
Remember
thought
that
maybe it
time?
could have been something and it wasn't, but we still cool and we still talk. And they know almost everything about me. I know almost everything about them. Closest friends to this day.
That's
I don't know,
fair.
I-
Or maybe she's asking, can you be? I think we've talked about that though. Can you be friends with your ex?
No.
Because obviously,
It depends. You
platonic-
need
that's
you need a
whatever.
lot of time. It depends on the
Platonic
breakup. It
The
depends on
moment.
the amount of time that you guys spent together.
the
So,
maturity,
maturity.
maturity.com, maturity.org.
I don't
It's
know.
hard to say. It's a very case by case situation because it depends on who you're dealing with. But if you got to be honest with yourself. If you still have deep down feelings, like ask yourself this: my ex is dating somebody new. Do you want to talk about that person with your ex?
Right.
Do you want them to come to you and ask for advice? Do you
you
want to
care?
know about the details of their sex life? Not about I don't care, but it's like, are you comfortable if you heard something and if it was coming from his mouth and he was just 100% comfortable talking to you about it? If you not, y'all can't be friends. You need to get that shit out your system because clearly there's something that you're denying to yourself and it's going to make being friends or massaging a friendship that much more difficult.
Oh, absolutely. You can't be friends with anyone you have feelings with.
No.
Like that no. Feelings for. Because I mean, I'm friends with my first love now, but it was difficult, you know, when we first broke up, like for all that drama, like to happen. And then for me to be like, oh, it's cool that you dated the girl you cheated on me with.
Right?
It's fine. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Don't call me. Don't text me. You're blocked with a T.
Blocked.
But I
But that's
think
kind of different because it's not like you have feelings and that's the reason why it hurts. It's more so it's disrespect that you just don't want to tolerate. Like if
Yeah.
she's still present,
yeah.
and that's the reason why we're not together. Like that's just a matter of crossing lines and disrespect. It's not that I have emotion.
Yeah, it's like, what do we have
connection
to?
to
What do
you.
we have to really talk about if that's where you are still?
Right.
That's good.
Maybe it's just the hurt you have to get over,
Absolutely.
which is still worth getting over.
Oh, it was done. I mean, we're cool now. We're like really cool now. I got him a job at the place I work at. We're good. Like we're totally good.
That is a friend.
Yeah, like
No, that is a
I
mature
got you a
ass
check.
friend.
Wow.
at the end of the day, like that I care about him, and then I also care about
Yeah.
his mama.
Yeah.
And I know she been through a lot with him, so I'm like, here,
So
come
there's
Yeah,
a
you know
deeper
what?
story.
There's a question I have. What if you're really close with your ex's parents, but he's moved on? Or how
Yo.
would you feel if you're dating somebody whose ex is close with his parents?
Family. Let's just say family.
Or family.
Because I have a conversation about that as well.
I mean, my family is still close with my first love's family, but we intertwine them so much. Like there would be no way that we wouldn't all like we grew up together. Like
That's different.
we had blockbuster nights.
No, that's
Aw.
different.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because we were in
That
high
is
school. And that was my first
different.
love. So I talked to his mom, but I haven't talked to her in so long. I got to call her. But I think that at the end of the day, there's a love there that is like amazing.
Yeah, see, no, that is different. That is an extreme case of we get why you can't let his family go and vice versa.
It's genuine love.
And you can still get genuine love for a family within 2, 3, whatever. Time doesn't matter. But it's really difficult for me to see my ex around my family more than me. So I have family that's out in another state.
That's
I have family,
creepy.
No,
That's genuine
no.
creep.
Okay, let me make
I'm
it clear
playing,
because
I'm playing.
so
You ain't
they
playing.
my my family that he's around most of the time are in California
And he's there.
all the time, everything.
So wait, does he live in California?
Yes,
Or?
now he didn't.
That's
different,
special
though.
because that distance helps.
Nah, but
I think it's
don't
different and
know.
the same as what Gia is saying, because it's like I've known you for all of these years and we live in the same state. It shouldn't be an issue. It's a genuine love type of thing. So like, who else? If I'm living in a distant state from where I grew up in, and the only people that I know in this state happen to be
No, those are not the only people he
okay,
knows.
well,
And you don't give him.
it's genuine creep.
No, it's not. I don't. Okay, so because I don't think it's genuine creep. I think they actually formed a relationship through me. Fine, get it. But I guess I just cringe sometimes because my family also knows what me and him have been through, which I thought they probably would have sided with me more.
Did he
because,
hurt you?
Yeah.
And they still embrace him?
And that's what I think I have a hard time with because it's kind of
Got
like,
you.
okay, while I understand we can get over it or whatever the case may be, it's just, and I don't want to say that they're not loyal to me or whatever the case may be, but it's just kind of hard to see him like partying at like birthdays and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I don't know how I should still feel. And we go back and forth. I go back and forth in this a lot for the last, and we haven't been together since what year are we in? 17. I haven't been with him since 10. So that's a long time. And I started dating him in 5. Bruh, he been around my family for a very long time. And we were only together for about 4 and a change years. So when I see him with my family, and he's with like my niece, my little cousin, and it's like, I don't do any of that with your family. And of course, I think he
Could
had
you?
more.
If you, is that an option?
I would respect. Okay,
No,
if he
not what you would do. Can you have the same relationship with his family if you wanted?
So we didn't have that relationship to begin with, and it wasn't because they didn't like me or anything. It's just that's just not how his family was.
So
like,
you would have deaded his family.
I don't talk
After
to his
the breakup?
family.
If y'all had a genuine bond, you would dead ass be like, all right, since I broke up with him, I'm breaking up with y'all.
I would
And you would feel like that's justifiable.
I would keep it at a distance. I wouldn't be at everything. I wouldn't be like my nigga used to call me like, yo, you need to check up on your fam and shit like that. Like don't tell me about my family shit. Let
might
my
need to check
family
up on your fam.
Nah, but we not cool like that for you to have that conversation.
I think it's different for everyone, and I think it's like depending on the relationship. I know when my ex and I broke up, I had to take a back seat from the family, like because I love them dearly, still love them to death. But it's just one of them things like y'all remind me being here. What is my purpose to continue being around? And I don't know if I like. For the moment, I had to think about it like that. Now it's different. Now when I see them, it's love because it's like. I've known you all my life.
Takes time.
Well, yeah, it should
But-
always be
Right,
love.
but
It should always be love. I don't think you
before,
shouldn't.
When we first broke up, it was just like, I can't be around y'all. I can't hang out with y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know what he did. Y'all like,
And that's what I'm saying. That's where my issue lies. My issues is like, we had problems.
Right.
And you guys were around for the end of the problem, like the end of our relationship when it was very bad, like very super toxic.
So the beef isn't with him; it's with your family.
It's definitely with my fam. It was with my fam. Like I'm not about to hold a grudge for another 10 years over some shit that's clearly not going to change. It's just not good for my energy or anybody else's. But it's also with him because I made it clear that I don't think I want you around my family like that. So that's another respect conversation that we should have, because if you told me you didn't want me around your family or whatever the case may be, because what if I make it uncomfortable for the next chick that you with? Because they might like me more than you. That's another respect problem. So then what are we really doing? And then I'm bringing my new boyfriend to the house and you there? No, nigga, I don't feel like being in the middle. You get what I'm saying? And that has happened. You get what I'm saying?
So
it's
no
like,
Swiss Beats, Alicia Keys, Mashonda for you.
yeah, I mean, there's children involved, so that's different. If it was another situation, if children are involved, that's a whole different conversation. I don't know how my friend Mashonda goes to family vacations and sit next to them on the beach watching them kiss. That I just can't do.
Forgiveness.
I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not good like that.
My
I'm not
heart
mature
just
yet.
skipped a beat because
But-
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
You
know
would have
either.
hands?
But power
I'm
to
not gonna
her.
have hands, but I'm not going on vacation
You're
with
not going
y'all.
on
You know what? No.
I love you. I don't know if I'm going on vacation with y'all. I love y'all, and y'all could take little Swiss. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
But
because
I don't know.
No, shout out to Mashonda for having that
Yes,
strong
yes,
strength in her
shout
because
out
that
to
takes
her.
a lot.
But Saphira does not know.
So you're
If
not
she about to-
Sashonda? Ain't no
know.
Sashonda.
I don't think I'm about to sit on the beach and y'all next to me and I'm by myself. Like
And I still like Unthinkable, and then I
5
found
months,
out.
right? 5 months ago, y'all was just.
And my problem with him is if you now bringing some other bitch into my family. Like, I don't want you in my family's house because I don't want you talking about my family. Because if I find out you saying some shit about my family, we gonna have a problem.
Well, yeah, that's
not
a
saying that my
conversation.
family is crazy, cuckoo, whatever, but that's just no. Keep it separate. Like, you do not need to be involved with my family to the extent of that. But it's also a conversation with my family because they allow it to happen.
Yes. So
For sure.
I, think you
I know
gotta
that.
have
I'm
that
not-
conversation.
No, I
and
have.
then we just gotta.
It's not gonna go
we just gotta
nowhere.
have some fun. I'm glad you got your time to vent about your family, but we gotta have some fun.
No. I
on
mean,
this show
I
today.
just think that you do have to be mature in those situations.
Yeah.
And I do think. Go ahead.
What advice would you give to somebody who is the new girlfriend or the new boyfriend entering into their partner's family, but their family is still very much in love with the ex?
One more time.
Ooh.
What would
And
advice would you give?
you're the new girlfriend or boyfriend, and your partner's family still has very deep, great bonds with the ex of your partner. How are you supposed to conduct yourself? That was crazy. How are you supposed to conduct yourself? What mental space should you be in moving into that? Should you feel away? Should you have the conversation with your partner? Should you what?
I've only been on the side, the receiving side of the love. I've been the girlfriend that no one
That's
wants to
what
let
I'm
go.
saying.
So I don't know what that feels like,
So
and I
speak from that
often,
angle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
often, when I was petty, would come over for holidays and be like, "Hey, fam, I am here. You are allowed to be happy now, Mom. What's cooking on the yo?
Look what I brought, your favorite
Favorite dish."
You don't know about this because this is the favorite.
The
dish.
favorite dish I learned about 5 years ago.
And she
when
gave me the
I
secret
was here,
ingredients.
girl.
And we cooked it together.
I've
every
been places
Thanksgiving.
where the girl like tried to shake the table when I got in because she got so mad, but I was invited, so you cannot be mad.
you sound like my cousin.
Now, luckily, I have grown, but back in the day,
Thank God for growth.
thank God for
Thank
growth.
you, Jesus,
But I
for
got
growth.
I got so dressed up, left my own Thanksgiving dinner. Was like, hey fam, I'll see y'all later. I got to
Listen.
go handle some business.
Facts.
Because dude want to go off to college and act like I'm regular just because I'm still in high school.
Walk up
and
on
then you
it.
bring your college girlfriend home.
Let it out,
But I'm
Peppers.
still at the house.
I'm listening.
I'm still at the house.
I like this.
My picture's still up, my G.
Listen,
Oh, what?
My picture was still up on
Let
the
her
mantle,
vent,
my
dog.
G.
Let her vent.
listen, baby.
Cause I'm family and she not.
Listen. All I can say
I
is
feel
listen,
you.
because I'm
I
just
feel
like,
you.
I'm sitting here like, damn, I remember that.
And I
Surely
don't
remember that.
know how I would feel now. I feel bad because what if that's my karma and I'm gonna I walk in-
Yo, let that be the other end. Wow.
like what would you do if you walked
Right,
in
By
and
the grace
seen-
of God,
But to answer
I
your
have luck with
question-
family.
right? I think it's
So
you have
thank
to be
you,
a good
Jesus,
person.
for blessing me with family skills, Lord. That don't come easy. That don't
The
come
only
easy.
reason, and I hope none of her friends listen to this because they might jump me because they kind of crazy. But I feel like the only reason why they didn't really like that girl that much is because my personality is hard to compete with. And so I think that when you bring in such an amazing person
Talk about
and then
it.
you bring in a person whom is just a little bit more reserved.
regular, degular, schmegular. I'll
No, I'm
say
not
it
gonna
for
do-
you,
I'm
Ma.
not gonna
I'll
do it.
talk for you,
but
Gia.
I think that at the
Talk
end of the
through me.
day,
Just ugly.
oh,
I'm sorry.
Just ugly.
nah, I didn't say anything.
I don't know. She
But
might
I-
listen to this, and I don't care if she does. But continue.
But all
Hey,
I will
thanks
say,
for being a fan.
no, but I think now they ended up having a really deep relationship that, of course, I respected. Now, I respect. It was fine. It was whatever. But when I was petty and young and hurt, the way that I got that out was getting back, like being in the space. Like,
Yeah.
cool. You want to hurt me? I'm gonna hurt you. and I'm gonna hurt your relationship.
Right.
But I thank God for growth because I mean I'm sure she still hates me. I don't really hate anyone. I don't have time.
But I
work a lot. But I will say that
Work.
you know, looking back, maybe would I have done that differently? I don't know.
I wouldn't have. I don't regret anything that I did. Yes, my name is Safira Petty E. Martin. I just don't think that I would. To answer your question, Rebecca, I don't have any advice for the new girlfriend. Like, you're the new girlfriend. I guess because of how my situation.
No, I'm not saying you mean to talk to the girlfriend.
What do you ask?
Like literally give the girlfriend advice, the new girlfriend advice.
What did you say? Didn't
My
you say that?
question. No.
What
I'm just
advice
saying.
would be to the girl coming in
No,
when everyone's still in love?
I mean, in general,
With the
not for
family.
the old girlfriend to give the new girlfriend advice.
No.
Just
Like
in general, what would you say to the person who's the new one?
I personally think if you're the new girlfriend, I would not want to be at the ex-girlfriend's, at the space of someone else.
No,
Like,
this is his family's house.
Still confused at
So
this
his
question.
family's house, you're saying?
His family's house. All right, let's say you're dating somebody.
Okay.
Right?
My eyes are closed. I'm visualizing.
You're dating Ian. Right? Ian's ex is Veronica.
Yes.
Right.
Damn, V.
V.
Ian's ex is Veronica.
Is Veronica. So
I am the new girlfriend.
You're the new girlfriend.
You're
Veronica's
Alicia.
really cool with Ian's family. Like they broke up,
So
it didn't work
I am
out,
the
but
new
they love her.
girlfriend.
You're the new one.
Okay.
What
Oh my
advice
God.
would,
I don't
in
even know what I
general,
would
people
do.
give to you, Alicia, to deal with the fact that your ex is still a satellite?
Oh, like what would her friends say
Yes.
to her?
Yes.
Bitch, what did you do? No,
Because I think that's interesting because that's
beat
funny.
her ass. No, it's not.
I know. We're too old. I pray to God she doesn't listen to this. I'm really scared.
Even though that was me.
No,
I'm gonna beat my own ass.
To be her.
But no, I think that no.
Let's not
We
do that.
first of all, let's do a PSA. We here at Black Girl Podcast do not condone
not
any
endorse
violence.
any
Speak for yourself, Gio.
Hey yo, Alicia, you a liar,
No,
dog.
We just petty.
I'm kidding.
No, sometimes petty
I'll
makes
own
for
it.
good ratings, but I will say that we do not condone any violence. None of us have ever thrown no hands
No,
at each
no.
other. We don't do that here. If you want to watch Love and Hip Hop, it comes on at Monday at
Really, I'm
VH1.
paying for them. Are they paying for this?
Oh no!
Oh,
you
okay.
right.
So Jeff,
Yo, Jeff,
edit,
cut that out.
edit, and edit. Thank you.
If you want to, you can watch reality TV.
Right.
So anyway, no, I'm not. We just cut it out. Let me do that again. If you want to, you can watch reality TV. But anyway, I will say that if I was that girl, I would be so about winning them over. Like me and Bae would have to have like a 3-week plan, like a strategy. Like, okay, cool. So what is your mom like? All right, awesome. So is your mom still talking to the girl how many times a month? Awesome. All right, cool. So if mom and her go out to dinner and lunch, where do they go? I would want to know, because if I'm in love with a man, I'm going to want his family to like me.
Facts.
Because I want to know that at the end of the day, he comes from good stock, because I got to know that you're good. Like down the road, when you meet somebody's parents, you understand so much about them. It's crazy. So if I want to know, is your mom crazy? Because you're probably a little crazy. Is your dad treating your mom right? Because this might be how our relationship ends up in 10 years. So yeah, I'm going to take that seriously. I'm going to try to win people over, but I'm also going to be myself. So I'm going to be me. Like I don't think that you should ever try to compete. You'll never be able to take that person's spot. But I think with time, you can kind of make your own way. And like it is what it is. Maybe not be overbearing with it, but at the end of the day, just like maybe bring mom those flowers she likes. Or my mom loves chocolate. Go to Godiva. Pick up something. Hope he doesn't have 2 crazy sisters like me and mine.
That's crazy. It's always hard, I guess. I mean,
You gonna walk into every situation, it's gonna be something
That's
else.
weird.
I didn't feel bad when I did petty things. So
Was it because the man
he did me
left
wrong?
this right?
Yeah, but if it was a newer situation, I guess I would be. I don't care because whatever. But to my friends, the type of advice like Gia was saying, like how are you gonna win them over? And I mean, I would just tell my friend also, just I guess based off of just how I am, like just be careful because
Girls are crazy.
right. They may be very in love with her, but she may still be very in love with him. And that's sometimes why a lot of girls do still
I was definitely
hang
still in
around
love.
the family. But that's why I was saying earlier, like, I knew for sure I had to take a step back. And I think a lot of people don't do that. because it's like
that's all I'm saying.
Looking back,
get,
it's pathetic.
Like, you get so invested into something. Obviously, like Gia said, if you're gonna be in love with a man, you want to love everything about them, and if they love their family, you want to love their family as well. So you get so invested into the family, and it's like, oh my God, we're family. We're gonna be family forever. And then y'all break up, and you're still holding on to the thought of, but his mother loves me so much, so maybe we'll get back together. And you can't always do that because the mother can love you with all her heart, and y'all ain't never getting back
You
together.
can't date his mom. I mean, you can, but that's not the thing.
But
But that's why it's like you
saying.
gotta take a step. You gotta take a step back, detach.
And that's why
And if
I
you-
think
if you
there's some
genuinely
attachment
love,
to that.
If the love is genuinely there, it'll always be there.
Yes.
Like I said, my ex-boyfriend and my ex-boyfriend's mom and we have a good relationship now. And I can speak to her, and she checks on me, but it's not like a. At
Every
one
day.
point, when me and him were breaking up, it was like a little like I think
Weird.
you remember. It was like I was like, this is too much. She got to stop texting me. It's too much. And I had to like fall back. But now it's just periodic things. His sister even too. Like they'll text me during holidays, or if I see them, we embrace each other. But I'm not going over there like, come on, y'all, let's go hang out. Let's.
It's
I
weird.
can't do that.
It's weird for me because I'm best friends with a family member of his.
Oh.
And that's how we got together in the first place. So I'm always
Well, that
going
came
to.
first, so.
No, that's my best friend through and through. We don't care.
my
Well,
best
that ain't no
friend.
thing. But I think at the end of the day, we made that decision like, we're going to be in each other's lives because it was tearing my best friend apart. Like she having to choose who to be with, who not to talk to, who to talk about, what certain situations not to touch in conversation. Because we were trying to check on each other through her. So it ended up getting so crazy that she'd be like, why don't y'all just talk?
Right.
Because y'all pissing me off. You're going to ask again about how Gigi's doing. Like it was a lot. So I think you also had to think about who's involved. But I think now that we're older, like 18-year-old Gia was a little petty. I was listening to a lot of Ring the Alarm. I've been through this too long. I'll be damned if I see another on your arm. I was listening to a lot of resentment and all that stuff. And it was like, I thought that was the way to go about it. But looking back, I would have taken a step back and let life have it take its course. And now if I'm walking in as a new woman, I would hope that, first of all, if your man is doing someone else wrong, doing you wrong,
He's gonna do the
he's
same
gonna do
thing.
the same thing to someone
How
else.
you enter into a relationship is how you leave it.
So if I'm the new girl, I'm also judging you. Why is she here? Why haven't you ended this?
Right.
That means you can't have mature conversations.
That's
That means
all I'm saying.
that you can't. Your family doesn't really respect your opinion that much.
Right.
Like if I told my mom,
Is that deep?
Yes.
yo,
For
if
me
I
it
told my
is.
mom, don't you dare invite so and so, ma, I promise you, promise. She would be like, okay, crazy, all right. I'm like, I'll lock the door. I will lock every door. I will call the you got to make sure that you get it across. But I think that's a really big thing to observe. Like,
I
if
agree.
there is a girl there,
And-
mind you, if y'all didn't break up 15 years ago and she wasn't your playground and y'all met
Or your
at
baby
5,
mother.
that's fine. If it's your baby mom, hey, she's the mother of the family, fine.
Yeah, right.
But if it's a girl that you just broke up with 6 months ago and your mother just friends with her, so she came through, and you can't tell your mom what you do, I'm be like, oh, so
What's that have to do with him though? If the mom is how she is and she's petty and
It's her-
she's
right,
like, I
if
don't
they're
give a
both
shit
Well,
what
then
you
he
may
needs
say.
to take a
What's that about
goddamn
him?
stand and be like, well, I'm not coming to the house until you respect what I say. For me personally,
that's
like,
a
no,
But I
it's,
get it. That's
no,
good.
like, ma,
good.
I'm not about to keep.
I mean, that's a
I'm
good
not
thing,
about.
but-
No, it's facts though. I'm not about to keep putting the girl that I'm currently with in a situation that makes her uncomfortable because it's something that you want to do. When
Here's
you
the
gonna
thing
respect
now.
your son?
Here's the thing now. Now there's a rift between son and
mom,
mom
because
because
of you.
specifically of you. So now every time she sees you, it's like, oh hey, that bitch that wants me to quit my friendship with whoever else. It's like,
Well, then
it's
this
a
is-
lose
then
lose.
then it's
So
gonna be
what
a
L you
lose-lose.
willing to take?
Facts, but it
it's
should.
gonna, I think, never say never
But
too.
then to speak to the girl who is the ex, because there are people out there, you have to really, again, I will stress it, you have to really take a self audit. Like, okay, how long am I gonna be petty about this? And like,
If you're
you have to eventually just move on. Because certain situations are different, so you have to be the bigger person sometimes and just be like, okay, I'm going to fall back from this because I'll be transparent for a moment. My situation, my ex-boyfriend and I were so intertwined with each other, it made absolutely no sense. We were always together. We knew each other forever and ever. Amen. That's just that.
See, but these are different situations,
it's different situations,
bro.
but what I'm saying is, I'm saying all this for a reason. We were always together to the point that we both worked for my mom, and we were broken up working for my mom. And then I made, like, it was one of those things, and some people may disagree or agree with this. I made the conscious decision for myself because I needed to get over the situation. How am I going to better myself out of this whole thing? I'm going to fall back from his mother. I'm going to invest my time into something else. So you know what? I quit working for my mother because it was one of those things where I have to see you everywhere. And some people may be like, oh, well, he should have quit or da-da-da. No, I'm just going to.
You can't control anything or anybody but yourself.
Exactly.
That's what you do.
And you have, that's the point. You have to sometimes just remove yourself from all of it. So yes, I stopped working at the dance studio. I fell back from his mother and his entire family. I stopped putting myself in situations that I knew were going to hurt me.
Yeah. What?
That's just.
Wait, say that one more time.
I stopped putting myself in situations that I knew were going to hurt me because after a while, it's like, what do you call me sometimes? What's the word that starts with an M?
Sadist, masochist?
Yes. That's what you're doing to yourself.
So much.
And it's like, you just want to be there and you want to, it's like,
Sadist.
I do think that people in relationships, they love that shit. Oh, let me just, like, yeah, it's cool to be petty for a while, come around, but then you either making yourself look stupid, because it's like, he's not leaving this girl, or he's not leaving the situation, what he's doing, he's not going to stop messing with X, Y, and Z, so you're just going to keep making yourself look dumb and coming around. After a while, you just got to remove yourself, like, for real.
Because I think that the most hurt person in that situation is always the girl, the ex.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt. Like you.
No matter, and
the only reason you're there is to see your man, the man that you're in
Right.
love with, right? Because if you really wanted to move on, you would move on.
Right.
But the only reason you're there is to check on him because he's not responding.
Or
To see
how
what
you
it
can
is.
get back in, or to see like what you're gonna do. And no matter how much play he giving you, I'm talking to somebody out there because I know y'all going through this.
Preach, Pastor.
No, for real. Like, no matter how much play he giving you, he could be texting you
and 6 other
texting
girls.
her, or 6 other girls at the same time, and you could be at the mother's house or the sister house or the best friend, because that's even another part of the story. Some people latch on to best friendships.
Mm-hmm.
You could be at the best friend house or whoever's, and he will walk in with the new shorty or with the other new shorty, and you're playing yourself. Like
Facts.
you can't keep playing yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's the easiest way to say it. Like congratulations, you played yourself. Because at the end of the day, you walking into that whole environment, you look kind of crazy. Somebody's auntie is like, who invited?
No matter and no matter how much they love you,
they still gonna be like, this is embarrassing. Even if they do the whole, oh well, it's good to see you. If you gonna go by, say mom doesn't invite you, stay for 20 minutes. And leave. Yeah. Don't linger. Don't be petty like I was. Because I think at the end of the day, you staying is only hurting yourself.
Send an edible arrangement.
And mom, I'm gonna set up something because I know he's gonna be there. We're not really cool. Right. Because at the end of the day, that man chose another woman. He didn't choose you. So what can you do? Move on.
Remove yourself.
But if y'all have any crazy ex stories, send it to us because we would love to hear them. Maybe we'll start reading some.
Interesting question.
Oh God, I would love to start reading some testimonials on the show, like the inbox on Live with Kelly. No one ever asks that.
Yo, Chia, you
love Live with Kelly.
But I have a question. Have you ever had goodbye sex? Like this, this is the last.
I think about it.
No, you can't pee now.
I'm joking.
Safira.
No, I think by the time it's over,
nah,
y'all would have been stopped having sex for a while, right?
No, there's goodbye sex, bro. You know it.
I ain't never had goodbye sex.
Y'all be fronting so.
I've never had goodbye sex.
Goodbye. This is the last time you know it's the last time.
No,
yeah,
I've had damn well you shouldn't have had sex.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Nah.
I've never had goodbye. What the fuck is goodbye sex?
You know it's the last time you feel it in your soul.
Making?
You feel. No, it doesn't have to be love making.
Sorry, I've
had
had
like that.
No.
I've also had we doing this shit again sex.
Yeah, I Gia start get out sex. You've had get out sex.
Right.
No, I know this is the last time.
Nope.
It's too emotional to
I
be doing
did.
that like
You
that.
I definitely cried. I can't even.
So you was being Mary Jane.
I cried because I knew that emotionally I was done. And for me to be intimate with someone, I have to have
you.
like some type of
Yeah.
emotional whatever.
I don't,
So
what
I
is-
definitely dead ass cried.
I
And
think
my
I've
man
had
was
it.
like, "Why are you crying?" He was like, "You really like this other nigga, huh?" And I was like, "Damn."
Oh.
I was like, "Yeah."
Wait,
this
what?
is the last.
No,
season.
Wow.
Wait, what? No, I missed that curveball. Hold up. You said I
Last
thought you having
time.
goodbye sex with,
With
the
the
man you
one.
in love with,
Right.
and
No,
but it's just not working
no.
out.
This was someone that I was with.
This is crazy.
But
This
you was in love with
that I
somebody
was-
else.
No, but I was moving on. Like we were in the not sure what we were doing. We were dating other people phase. So but I was still attached to him, like thinking, okay, maybe there's something still there.
Wow.
So this was literally the last time we had sex, and I remember crying like, damn, me and you are no longer ever gonna be
crazy.
here
I mean,
again. And then he said to me, yo, so you must really, this person that's in your life currently, you must really like him. And I just was like,
Oh my God.
That's
That's
emotional.
emotional.
girl,
I mean,
last time, honey.
I've had those moments, but not necessarily with sex attached. But
Yeah.
I think that sex is such a, I don't know, intimate thing for me. Like I really gotta like you, my G. Like there gotta be something like you gotta be the one. But I think that at the end of the day, like that I've had goodbye sex, but then I'm not good at discipline. So like
Nah, see,
in
that's the
college I
thing.
had no real discipline. So like the guy that I was dating was okay. He wasn't horrible, but he was just very free with his sexual appetite, and he was a regular,
Nice way of saying
college
it.
person, and he had several females that he was talking to. And so every time I find out, like, I'm never coming back. That's that. Cool. Late night text. Hey,
BBM.
come
Yes,
on, I ain't
no.
that old. No, late night text. And you would be like, okay, I'm not doing nothing. And then next thing you know, you're back in that situation. And so I've been saying goodbye so long. He was like, so you gonna be back next week?
Well, that's
Like, goodbye, but
See,
you won't
no,
be back
see,
next
I have
That's not
willpower
goodbye.
though. I have willpower.
I don't, and that's not.
Right,
I'm done.
I
That's
got
what I'm
willpower
saying.
now, thank God.
I probably still don't. Like that's what I'm saying. I've never had goodbye sex. I can't say always. Come on, I'm not that. But anyway, I've had.
To who's starting? I'm just
No,
kidding.
I'm just saying like goodbye sex is like that. What you just explained is like the end of some fucking sad ass movie.
Wait, let's
Sex in
name
the
it.
City.
What?
Like,
Name it.
it's
What
so
is it? And it was. I'm not like.
It's like the end,
And, like,
matter,
gassing
it's
it for-
like the beginning of a movie, and
Right.
then you get into this new relationship,
then
and,
you
he's everything, and then you turn around and realize
I was always in love with
I
you.
shouldn't have
Oh
done the
God!
goodbye
It
sex.
didn't
Like,
sound like that. Did
Because
it?
you're pregnant.
Oh my
No, but
God.
I dead ass.
Tyler Perry
I
movie.
legit felt in that moment like,
I can
yeah,
do bad all by myself.
we're
But I'm
done.
mad at the woman next door.
Like the book actually, like I heard the book close. Like the book just was like, yeah.
You are so dramatic, bro.
Yeah, that is. Come on now.
It definitely
Come on
closed.
now.
As I walked out of the
This
door,
is life
And
of
I
a video
walked
girl.
away and
knocked
stand
away the
behind
last tear
me.
on my eye.
and
One
waved
last
goodbye,
stare.
farewell, my love.
And the Uber pulled up and I got inside. And I was
We are
so
no more.
sad.
And he texted me, and
I
I
don't
blocked
know.
his
I
number.
can't-
And then I blocked his number. And the rest was history. Like, what?
Yeah, no goodbye sex for me.
Yeah, no,
More
definitely
like,
had that.
damn,
Definitely was
Sophia,
sad.
What you would
knew
thug, though?
better.
Yes, knew better sex.
I have knew better sex all the time. I do. Not currently, but I do.
Oh,
More
you have to
than-
make that clear, huh?
Not currently.
Not
because
currently.
You gotta be.
That-
Oh my god!
What? We have already
Wow.
outed you on the show with your bae.
Happy. She's happy. She's happy.
Yeah, you should be happy, and it's beautiful that you're happy.
I'd be
And what
so
I
scared
think
to be happy.
that people should take from all this is, though we have been through a lot, I'm sure everybody has.
There's
There's
happiness.
happiness on the other side. Now I don't have a base, so I don't know what that
But
feels
you're
like.
still happy.
But I'm happy, and I'm not petty no more. Won't it do it? How it do?
Wait till you get a boyfriend and that petty reinstall.
Absolutely not. I don't got energy to be petty.
Downloaded.
Software update, Betty.
Mine updates every day.
Oh, so you got the iOS 0.18 on you on your pettiness?
My
All right.
pettiness is never gonna go away.
Yeah.
It's automatic overnight.
Yeah.
Got it.
Automatic
Okay.
download.
I don't know. I'll let you know when I get a man, but I really hope all the self work I've done would
That's
like
the true test.
you know?
Lying to yourself, talking about how far you came.
Right, and then you don't even know. And then you don't
Same
even
spot.
know. But
Yup.
we gonna find out. The Lord is bringing me my Boaz.
Y'all so stupid.
Well, guys, I think this was a fun episode. We definitely missed our Scotty Beam. So everyone tweet her and tell
Scotty.
her have an amazing travel time in South
enjoy
Africa.
Africa.
There's so much happening.
Oh wait,
in the
everybody do
news.
yourself a favor and go and research the Jamie Foxx Africa skit that he did for his stand up. I think it's like called I Think I Need Security. Fucking super hilarious. I'm sorry. And
Speaking
watch
of
Dave
stand-
Chappelle.
Well, I was about to-
Oh,
speaking
yeah,
of
I'm gonna
stand
watch
up,
that
Dave
tonight.
Chappelle is
And
back
watch
with
Gerard Carmichael.
three. Okay. Dave
His second
Chappelle
one.
is back with 3 specials on Netflix, not just one. And when he left the Chappelle show, it was for $50 million, and he signed a $60 million deal
Right.
with 3 specials that wasn't nobody trying to hold their foot to his neck. So I think that's congratulations to Dave Chappelle.
You know what I really like about Dave Chappelle, though? I'll just say this: the fact that he's funny, but when he talks in interviews,
It's beautiful.
So
it's not.
intellectual.
I wouldn't even say intellectual. I just say it's very.
He has great.
It's still
insights.
very smart. Like
He
it's
has
not like
insight.
he's shoving down methodical, mathematical ways of understanding,
He's
like
just
logically.
answering.
It's just like it's always through like stories or making you laugh and making your walls come down so you further understand what like really is right in front of your face.
If
Really,
you
it all
ever
makes
get-
sense if you would just like let yourself see it.
Yeah.
And
Have you
it's
ever
just,
get...
it's calming. That's what it is. With Viola, it's inspiring because it's like potent and she's very profound in what she says. But with Dave Chappelle, watching him speak or hearing him speak, it's calming to me.
And I think
don't
if
know
you
that-
ever get,
why?
like, other than watching Jamie Foxx, which I assume we should all do, if you ever get the chance and you need like some inspiration as well,
Get out of my face.
go to YouTube and Google Dave Chappelle interviewing Maya Angelou. It is
why do I feel like I've
the
seen that?
most amazing
Yeah.
conversation in life.
She's
because
low-key
there's
funny, too.
Maya who's like, this little baby is
Darling.
leaving his job. It's okay.
Oh,
You know, and she's like, people think
Shut
he's
up,
crazy,
Rebecca.
but he's not. You know,
That's-
and I think it's the most beautiful
Eartha
thing.
Kitt, shut up.
No, that
You do sound more like Eartha than Maya.
Right.
And then also, guys, if you can, like, spread the awareness about the missing girls in DC.
Yes.
There's a lot
And the
happening.
Bronx. There's
in the
girls-
Bronx. There, Northeast seems like, I mean, there's missing girls everywhere, but I think it's our job as Black women to make sure that other Black people know, like, yo, please help us find this person, because we be finding a lot of things on Twitter. We magical.
we
on
be
Twitter.
finding receipts.
Receipts on Twitter. So
can't
let's
find a person.
let's find babies too and teenagers. Anything else? Anybody want to say?
Be great.
Be great. Is that it? Okay, guys. Everybody follow us at Black Girl Pod,
Ooh,
and
yes.
don't forget to subscribe and rate and
Yes,
on
please don't.
iTunes.
Thank you guys for leaving comments. We
Yes,
appreciate
we
them.
need all the comments, and thank you for the 100,000 downloads. Party over here.
Hopefully
Yeah.
after this we'll hit like 200K.
Okay, awesome. 200K.
I don't like that.
I don't understand.
Shut up.
All right. Well, this has been Black Girl Podcast, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye y'all.
Deuces.